Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of this Coming of the Horde replay. This is a Warcraft 3 custom map by TheBronzeKnee, and I'm Synegg. We're about halfway through the battle and jumping over to the northwest here. This is the grey city of Lordaeron, being defended by a mixed alliance of multiple nations here. And this is COTH, the Kirin Tor hero of the Purple Dalaran faction, and he's just run out to try and harass some of the Horde attackers developed here by Brown of the Blackrock clan, and he's just training up another army. This is his hero Maim, one of Blackhand's sons, quite a strong hero now, level 16, with a number of items, and they're preparing for another assault through this gate here into Lordaeron. Meanwhile, there's two other Alliance factions alive, and that was Medivh's giant Quake of Doom skill, this powerful channeling nuke that does a lot of area of effect damage. And now this battle's just begun as Brown launches another assault, and there's Maim there charging through, but Khadgar has cast his Fog skill, which silences the Horde units and makes them have a chance to miss. But Maim here, he's standing strong on the front line. He's basically taking on the entire Alliance force by himself, and he does have a very strong ultimate ability where he uses both of his great axes, and he can cleave through a large number of Alliance units. So for the moment, these heroes have been held off and injured somewhat, but the Alliance have suffered losses of their own. And while this is happening, it seems the Horde have also deployed outside the purple city of Dalaran. This is the light blue Storm Reaver clan, and they've made a base in preparation of attacking the magical city here, defended by a number of mages and Citadel Guard. And on the eastern front here, how thematic it is that actually it's the trolls led by Kilrog, chieftain of the Bleeding Hollow clan, who's set up camp here in the Sylvan Forest area outside Silvermoon City. And here is Cho'Gall, the light blue hero. He's getting quite strong as well, as he's bought a large number of health regeneration items to make himself even more deadly when harassing these Alliance units. And he can keep spamming these skills as his blood runes here. They're taken out. Oh, that was a large number of highborn infantry there, standing so bravely, but they probably should have pulled back a little outside the area of effect. And now this is Lorthamar. He's charging out, eager to avenge his fallen comrades. Unfortunately for him, he gets sucked into this melee of Cho'Gall here, where he can literally just drag these heroes, and he can have a very short cooldown on his spells, courtesy of his ultimate, where he cuts himself and he resets his cooldowns and replenishes all his mana, so he can do that all day. And Lorthamar was lucky to escape. And now there's a number of Ogre Lords here who can cast their powerful Shockwave ability, which does a big area of attack, and that's another massive blood runes there, complemented by some of these other skills from the Ogre Lords. And Lorthamar's been dragged in, and he's trying to retreat, and he's critically injured, but there's a large number of Elven archers there to cover his retreat. But now Kilrog has made it in, and he's doing his powerful dance moves there, spinning into the middle of the Alliance forces. And luckily Khadgar's here with his Cyclone ability to disable Kilrog, and he's caught himself in the middle of all these Alliance defenders, and he was set on fire as well by the powerful Flame Mage Kel'Thas and his burning skills. And now the trolls have engaged their attack, but it seems the Alliance have held on, and a number of heroes have joined them here, with Magni overseeing the battle on the walls, the High King of Ironforge, now disgraced and relegated to the northern refuge camps in the mountains. And yeah, the Horde here remarking that actually the Alliance have itemized very well, and they've picked a large number of disable skills to counter these heroes. And this is Medivh, you wouldn't believe it. now that he's turned into this demonic whale form, but he is the destroyer of worlds, and he's invoked the avatar of Sargeras here, and he's clearly eager to take on Gandalf here versus this burning Balrog. And poor Gandalf, he's trapped against the gate here, which was shut, and Saruman here getting a bit of Lord of the Rings for a minute, excuse me, finishing him off with one last ranged attack. And it seems the Horde here, they've battered themselves through this outer gate area of Lordaeron, and they've shut off these secondary gates as their forces stream through and try and muster some sort of defense in these narrow streets. And the Alliance heroes here getting ready as the gate falls down, and there's Derek with his tiny little musket trying to pew his way to victory, with the two tanking heroes here, Magni or Gimli, and this would probably be Boromir, Daneth here, as we should probably leave this Lord of the Rings vibe alone. And this is Medivh with his corruption stun ability. He uproots some thorns there to trap an Alliance hero in place and do damage. And now Cho'Gall here is charged in. He's got himself surrounded. We'll see if he manages to get out of this one alive. And there's Khadgar's Cyclone there. And he is, he just managed, you'd be surprised how that fat guy could actually fit through these narrow gaps, but that was deceptive. But nevertheless, the Alliance managed to pick him off there with a number of skills. And Turalyon here charging through this green hunk of rock here, that was actually Medivh's Eye of Sargeras, and that's quite a strong support skill where it regenerates all the mana of the Horde units nearby. It provides a armor bonus, I believe, and it grants a large area of vision to Medivh. And now pretty much all the Alliance heroes have come back here to defend the upper levels of Lordaeron. And the Alliance heroes getting up there in level, most of them are in the double digits now. And there's Magni with a number of tanking items. And meanwhile, while this is going on, it seems Light Blue has launched another attack at the purple mage city of Dalaran. And this is quite fortified, as there's a pair of towers there on either side of this central fountain. And the Ancient Guardian, the giant golem of Dalaran. So they've formed quite a formidable wall with a solid row of Citadel Guard here standing fast in front of these dwarven mortars and the mage body behind. Meanwhile, as Cho'Gall kind of starts harassing this area with his nukes, the battle rages on up top, and we just caught the last bit there as Maim was cut off and surrounded by these Alliance heroes, and they've managed to hold off and push back Medivh, and they're sacking these catapults. But then on the eastern side, now another battle started as Kilrog's led his trolls and his ogres, and they've committed into a heavy attack on Silvermoon, and there's a fierce duel, and it seems Lor'themar was actually victorious, supported by all these ranks of archers who shot precision fire straight into the Horde defenders, and they managed to pick off Kilrog. But equally, Lor'themar sold his life for his country, as now the Sunwell Guardian is engaged, but unfortunately that was cut to pieces by all these troll axe throwers. And this is quite a large number of archers, but actually you need a few melee heroes, a few melee units in the front, as these highborn are streaming through to try and block off this narrow choke between these two towers, to allow these archers plenty of room to cut down all these Horde defenders in this narrow choke. So they've staved off the assault here for the minute while Kilrog's resurrecting. And then back on the western front, and once again these Alliance heroes are going wailing, and this poor Medivh here manages to just get out, but actually they've sent in some seagulls and they might be able to pick him off. He's on 90 HP. And will he get away? It seems they've caught off the chase, and this base here at Lordaeron might not be long for this world, as Maim has come back in and he's picked up a cleaver item, so he's even stronger than before. His ultimate already gives him quite a large cleave percentage, but now he's got into the midst of several heroes, and his cleave actually picked off Turalyon there, carving through Magni, and Magni's about to fall as well. And with this lifesteal item, he's actually quite healthy still, even though he's dueling several heroes at the same time. And now he's found Khadgar, and he'd like to cut through that squishy mage before he gets back to Daneth. And there's a number of mines there set by the Dwarven mortar teams, and poor Khadgar's finally been cut down by Maim's great axes. And there's Medivh there being a bit sneaky, peeping Tom through the cracks, and he unleashed his tentacles from below to defile Daneth, who's finally been cut down by Maim. And it seems these Horde heroes have broken through. Mainly just heroes, so that was actually quite a strong attack there. Just a couple of Horde heroes and a few supporting units took out all the Alliance defenders, and now they've taken the Lordaeron throne. So you can see actually there's no set order to this map. You can pretty much attack any base in any order that you want. You just have to finish all of them before the timer runs out, and it's up to the creativity of the players how they want to combo the attacks and coordinate with their allies. And now the eastern frontier, it seems that the elves are holding quite strong by themselves. They've amassed a large amount of archers here, and they've picked off all the retreating orcs, as now the legion here, supported by some turncoats from Alterac, they've set up here, and they're going to support the ogres and the trolls here from the dark green player on the top side. And Kilrog, we mentioned that he was one of the strongest late game heroes. It's getting to late game, and he's actually getting quite buff, and he's also picked up a cleaver so he can kill large amounts of units, and he's making his own lifesteal item, and he's picked up some survivability items as well. So going to the west side, there's a big battle raging on in Dalaran here, and they've actually raised the gates just in time, so Maim's stuck outside while Cho'Gall is caught in the middle, and he's surrounded by a number of Alliance units, with Khadgar getting very brave and running straight in, and they're focusing him. And can they bring down Cho'Gall? That was a lightning strike from Khadgar, who's picked up this other unique item, the Lightning Stave, which unleashes a powerful chain lightning spell that can hit several bouncing units. And that Warcry there, that was Maim's ultimate, so he's pulled out his great axes, and he's going to start cleaving through, and you can see, we turn on the HP bars for a second, he can actually kill quite a few Alliance units at the same time. And you see this iceberg thing that he was encased in. So Maim has actually realized, see, the number of disables on the Alliance has just pissed him off so much that he's decided to, and once again, unfortunately, there's so many stuns on Alliance, and now he's been backed onto this ledge and hit in the face by a comet by Khadgar, set on fire by Kael, and meanwhile dueling Turalyon, who narrowly escaped with his life. So that was a great team effort from the Alliance to bring him down. But going back to that item, that was actually the Glacial Shield bought by Maim, and that has an active ability that allows 8 seconds of magic immunity, which is very valuable for these Horde tanking heroes who constantly get disabled and stunned. Jumping back to the east side, as the attacks seem to bounce back and forth as the heroes prepare for another assault here. So Khadgar and Magni have arrived. This is a slightly off ultimate, and some of these mortar teams are wasted, unfortunately, but still doing a number on these Alliance heroes. And this is actually a very nice killing box that the Alliance have set up, blocked by these towers. But Kilrog's made it in, and now he's also found that the Cyclone is super annoying, and he gets disabled, slowed, surrounded by a large number of Alliance, and he's cut down by Turalyon, the hero of this battle, who's turned quite yellow with his divine infusion. And now Magni and Turalyon, they've rushed forward, and they're taking these Burning Blade attackers head on, as the Horde are probably forced to retreat, and they're clearly undermanned, even bringing their peons in to help push the catapults faster. And now Medivh, he's quite injured, so if he stays too close to the front, he might also get picked off. And here Turalyon spots an opportunity, but he decides not to, as he's also quite injured himself. And now Dark Green here, streaming through some more units and these powerful Ogre Lords, but they're met with a line of strong Alliance heroes with life stealing and healing of their own, and they're just doing a number on these Horde units. So without Horde heroes, it's quite hard to actually push through, although the Alliance ranks here are getting quite thinned out, and it's just a few heroes supported by these range units. And Derek here, we always knew he was a coward, and he's teleported out in the line of these Balrogs coming through, and he's just saying, nope, I've had enough. And it seems the Alliance have given up on this base, which is a bit weird, but since they only have 2 thrones left, but they've clearly prioritized that the left side, the Dalaran fight, is more important. And once again, Mame has returned, and he's rewarded Derek's cowardice with death. And now he's killed Turalian as well, and Daneth in short order, so Mame has turned into quite the monster, and he's being set on fire by Kel'Thas, which has just made him more angry. And if we turn the HP bars on, he's actually cleaving through a lot of units, and one more hit would have killed a lot of these mounted mages, but he's finally brought down by the combined might of the Alliance, and the 2 mages here standing victorious over the bodies of all their comrades. And there's Medivh just with a casual chain lightning as a greeting, and he's come in to try and soften up the Alliance lines. You can see masses of bodies from both sides, but this powerful shield generator is still quite useful, as it constantly damages the Horde attackers as they come into this purple aura. And now a new wave of Legion and Ogres streaming through, and there's no real units on either side, just a couple of mages, so it's mostly just a unit fight at the moment while all the heroes recoup. And there's Khadgar, and now Kel'Thas coming in with his fire trench, and he might be dying soon, as unfortunately he's caught in that massive earthquake of Medivh and brought down. But now here are some Alliance units returning. There was a cancelled teleport, they're not sure what that was entirely about, but it seems the Horde are making their way through. Once again, the demonic whale returns, and he's angry. He's level 19, he's getting quite strong, but there's so many disables, and it seems Lor'themar here wants to get some sashimi, and he's got his sushi knives out, and he's cutting out the whale. And if Lor'themar gets one more hit in, I don't think that was him, but Lor'themar's ultimate skill actually, he finishes any Horde unit or hero that's on too low health, so he doesn't actually have to get your health, but Cho'Gall takes revenge, and Mame here has returned, and he's turned on his Glacial Shield ability to stop any magic attacks and disables. And between the 2 of them, they've cut through the remaining heroes. There's Derek fleeing for his life, and Cho'Gall has successfully managed to destroy the first shield generator, so they've cleared this first level of Dalaran. Now they have to go down into this trench here, and there's Kilrog with his greatsword chasing after Daneth, who's also bought a glacial shield of his own. Unfortunately, he's become trapped in a squad of orcs here, and he's been cut down, and that could be very disastrous for the Alliance, as they now have to retreat to this high ground. But they managed to take out Mame, although you can see a slew of corpses here, so clearly he did a number on the Alliance defenders. And now, Cho'Gall's dragged down Derek, and Cho'Gall's turning into quite the regen beast here. He's brought 3 Bastions of Purity, and also this Essence of Azun item. This adds 900 hit points, and every 40 seconds you can heal yourself for 20% of your hit points, so that's quite valuable for healing. And now a number of Alliance heroes have resurrected, and they're coming back in, and they're still making a strong, desperate last stand here. In the minimap, for some reason, there's this strange sea battle going on. I'm not entirely sure what's up here, but I guess these Alliance ships were made for some reason, and clearly they had spare gold and nothing better to do with it, so they're just going to annoy the Horde somewhat and take out some of these ships. And Magni there bravely taking on Cho'Gall, and the Horde doing a number of nukes here on the Alliance defenders. They really should try and hold position and scatter their units somewhat, because if they're so clustered like this, the Horde will just kill them all the more faster. And now there's Kilrog making it to the front lines. He's getting cycloned. That cyclone followed by a very nice Khadgar Starfall combo. So, and they've brought down Kilrog there with some lightning nukes from the other mage heroes. And that Warcry, there's signaling Mame's engagement, and he's going to try and cleave down some of these units, and you can see he's actually doing a number on these Alliance heroes, and he's turned on Glacial Shield, which makes him all but immune to everything. And he's got Lor'themar. Lor'themar doesn't look like he'll be able to escape. He's cut down, unfortunately, and now there's a large number of Horde units streaming through. Magni's taking on Mame,
but one-on-one combat, there's no way he can survive, as Mame is just way too strong at this point, and it looks like the Horde heroes are just rampaging through the base. Poor Gadgar getting double teamed there by Cho'Gall and Mame, and now Derek's come in and getting chased down, and Medivh hurling rocks of doom from the low ground. And Mame here looks like he's just on a warpath, and he's killing heroes left, right and centre, supported by Cho'Gall, and this could very well be the end. And once again, Daneth, brave to the last, he teleports in by himself, and he is the last man standing, once again taken down by all the Horde heroes in a giant Horde army. And there he goes, his final demise, and there's the shield generating going down, and this is surely the end, and the Alliance has finally succumbed to the overwhelming power of the Horde. And there's one last Super Saiyan charge up for you, a guest appearance by this demonic whale. He's actually quite strong now, 5,400 hit points, and he's also got very high damage and armor, so he's a very formidable angry hero. And the Violet Citadel finally battered down by the Horde, and that was 51 minutes. Thanks guys for watching. This was a Coming of the Horde replay. I'm Synegg. This was a custom map by TheBronzeKnee. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more content.